Hey, what's going on, everybody? So this morning when I woke up, I had a message inside of my LinkedIn inbox that made my eyes light up. It's an advisor offering a free ebook on infinite banking planning concepts. And if you know anything about me, about Trained Advisor, we love LinkedIn marketing and we love funnels, especially book funnels at the beginning of a LinkedIn marketing campaign. It's a great way to transform connections into clients by getting them off LinkedIn, getting them to book appointments, getting them in your nurturing sequences. So what I thought would be really fun is to do an audit or a funnel hack, whatever you want to call it, of both the LinkedIn message that I received and the funnel that's attached to it. Talk about the things that we like, talk about the things that we would rather change so that we can have a higher conversion rate. And then I'll show you some examples of what we're using on our end to have that higher conversion rate. So that being said, blocked out information on here. This is not meant to make fun of somebody or not talk down on somebody, but simply to show you what I would change inside of here to see more success. So that being said, when I first got this message, my initial reaction was, this is a long message and it's got a link inside of there. Now, there's a time and a place to be able to send out links and to send longer messages. But what you want to do is make sure that when you're sending out that initial message to somebody, it doesn't come across as salesy, it doesn't come across as spammy, something that you're just blasting out to everybody. So what we like to do is inside of that first message, if we're offering a book, we want to tease them with what we're giving away, what they're going to learn inside of that book, and then ask, would you be interested? What that does is it allows that prospect, that connection, to have a chance to join the conversation. Let you know if they're interested, if they're not interested. And then if they're not interested, we can just simply say, hey, for data gathering purposes, would you mind letting me know why you're not interested? Great way to receive feedback and a great way to keep the conversation going so that if somebody wasn't interested for a reason that's not applicable, we can then explain a little bit more why they should still give that book or that lead magnet a second chance or a second thought, right? Now, if they don't respond, that's when we can send out another message that might be a little bit longer, sends out that link so that they can go learn more about the book before they have to actually have a conversation with somebody. So that's the first thing that I would change inside of there. Now, from there, he says, we would like to talk with you about your asset protection strategies. Now, I don't like the use of the word we inside of there. And the reason for that is you're going from a personal LinkedIn profile, personal connection request, and you want to have a personal message inside of there. So saying we instead of I, all of a sudden it gives that sales feeling inside of there where it's like our whole team, right? It gets a little bit more, there's a little bit more pressure to the conversation. Now, in the next sentence, he transitions to, I have our short ebook, How to Grow Rich with the Secret That Banks Don't Want You to Know, was the red pill that set up many wealthy and politically elite for decades of success. Now, there are a couple of grammatical errors inside of there. So we have, I have our short ebook, right? So again, I would say I have a short ebook, and then you have the title there. I do love the use of was the red pill that set up many wealthy and politically elite for decades of success. I love the use of red pill and leveraging the wealthy and politically elite. It makes you have that feeling of like they've got something that I don't have, right? So I love that hook inside of there. Now, from there, we've got the link right here. I would have a line break inside of there. If you're going to be sending out this long of a message, have lots of line breaks so that somebody feels like it's snackable content. They don't have to sit down and dig into something, have a full course meal to be able to get through the information. Now, from there, we've got one client said, my grandchildren will be kissing my picture when I'm gone because of the generational wealth I created for them. I'm 50-50 on this inside of here, having a testimonial. Again, not bad, but I would include this in a follow-up message. I would have something inside of there so that you're teasing a little bit more of the information about what the book covers instead of having this testimonial inside of one message. Now, for the last paragraph here, I think you will be glad you started the journey as well. Please feel free to reach out with any questions you may have, and we can get you set up for a consultation. Now, again, offering a consultation, saying, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Not bad, but I would not include more than one call to action inside of a message. And the reason for that is a confused mind will always say no. So we want to make sure that we have one single action step that the client or the prospect can take in order to get to the next step. So going from there, we're going to hop over to the actual funnel. Now, the first thing that I noticed about this funnel is that number one, the book, being able to get the book or see what the book is about, is below the fold. So what I mean by that is they have to scroll down on the page in order to see the book, the title here. Now, what I do love about this is it's a free ebook, so digital delivery, right? But we've got a graphic inside of here that makes it look like it's real. It's a small psychological trick that we have so that even if somebody's going to receive something digitally, we present it to them in a physical format. If somebody's going to receive something physical, they automatically equate that at a higher value than something that they would receive digitally. So even though they're receiving this digitally, it gives the appearance of something that's real, that's something that's tangible. So good job. Kudos to you on that one. Now, from there, I would not offer an ebook. We have tested out ebooks. We've tested out physical copies of books. Again, going back to that tangible asset that somebody's going to get, they're going to equate that at a higher value, even if the content is the exact same. So what we've found is that conversion rates are exponentially higher when you're offering something that they're actually going to receive in the mail that they can see, smell, touch, hold. Now, with this, well, let's go into the actual structure of the funnel itself. Now, the best way to have a high converting funnel is you have a landing page with one single call to action, one single offer, one thing that they can do in order to get to the next step. What happens on this page that I'm seeing right here is that we've got a number of different places that this prospect can click off of to get lost, right? Now, we don't want them necessarily to have to dive into becoming your own banker or infinite banking or family banking system or whatever. You may get a couple people that go, over to those areas, but our goal with this campaign, our goal with this lead magnet is to get somebody to give us their contact information so that we can then follow up with them, nurture them. If somebody goes and clicks on, I don't even know where these go, becoming your own banker, all of a sudden we're lost in all this information, which isn't necessarily bad information, but it doesn't do anything to move that person to the next step. We're simply hoping that they figure out what to do from there. So that's what I would do, is I would remove all the about section, the resources, the private banking, the contact us. So there's one single place that they're clicking on this page. It's to put in their information and to get to the next step. So from here, another reason that I like offering something physical is we're not just grabbing their first name, their last name, and their email address, is we're getting their physical address as well. And we can request their phone number. So that way we can follow up with them. We can give them a phone call, build that relationship. Now, with that, you can, with a digital delivery and ebook, you can request the phone number. You can ask for the phone number, but the more value that you're giving that individual, the more information you can ask. So if I'm giving somebody a physical copy of a book, then that gives me the right or the ability to ask more people for their phone number. Now, there's a fine dance that you got to play in the lead generation process to where you have to figure out how much information you can ask for without it being detrimental to your overall success. All of marketing is a numbers game. So we want quantity, but we want quality as well. Does that make sense? All right. So in here, I would offer a physical book. I would ask for their physical address and their phone number, and I would remove anything on here that does not have to do with the book. Now, from here, what I want to do on this page is I want to tease somebody even more, even further, with why they should get this book and what they're going to learn inside of it. So diving into the actual title and content of this book, How to Grow Rich with a Secret That Banks don't want you to know, a new risk-free approach to maximize wealth, the surprising private banking formula that gives you higher returns than money invested anywhere else on the planet, providing rapid, no-risk growth and built-in tax advantages. All right, so with that might be enough to get somebody to tip across the finish line and actually request the book. But I don't want to rely on that. So when you have different prospects coming through, you're going to have different different mentalities that are coming through, where you're going to have the emotional person that comes through. They see, okay, I just need to look at the title of this and I'm good to go, right? I'm an emotional buyer. But then second, you have somebody who is more of that, not necessarily engineer mentality, but somebody who wants to know a little bit more. Before they give away their valuable contact information, they're going to want to know a little bit more, dive a little bit deeper into why they should request this book, what they're going to learn from this book. So with this, I would build this out even more and tease what these secrets are that the banks don't want you to know. Maybe it's the, go back to the original LinkedIn message. Maybe it's the asset protection aspect. Maybe it's the multi-generational wealth. Maybe it's how to safely grow your money. Maybe it's how to beat the banks at the loan game. Whatever it might be, especially going into the infinite banking strategy, that's something that we have to take into account on this page, is to address the emotional buyer, but then dig deeper down below for that more the reader, somebody who wants that logical buyer, somebody who's going to want to have information to back up why they should give away their contact information. Now, and on top of that, the number one thing I do is get rid of all these other links and stuff on here where somebody can get lost. Now, once you go in and you request the book, here's another big thing that I would change. Again, get away from all these links, get away from all the places where somebody can get lost and click off, get busy, something happens, they've got to exit the page, go deal with their family, whatever. Is I would have on the second page here, if somebody is ready to move forward, if somebody's ready to book an appointment, I don't want them guessing where they need to go or what they need to do in order to take those next steps. If you want prospects booking themselves on your calendar, that's exactly what I would put on this confirmation page, and not just say, okay, download your ebook, download your audiobook, which there's pros and cons to having that easily accessible, but instead I would email these to the folks. I would have some sort of message up here that says, hey, check your inbox, check your email, check your spam folder. A great way to be able to get these individuals to understand that you're going to be contacting them, you're going to be communicating with them, and then from there, they're going to get used to seeing your name and your face in their inbox. And that's a little trick that we have on the email side is once, Google or Yahoo or Microsoft 365 or whoever use Outlook, once they see that you're going in and opening those emails, those emails, the nurturing emails are less likely to end up in the spam folder, okay? So deliver these digitally, deliver these in the inbox, but then from there, on this page, the number one goal of this campaign, my guess anyway, is that you want somebody to book an appointment with you. So right here at the top, excuse me, that's exactly what I would say. If you're ready, feel free to grab a strategy session, a consultation, a private banking strategy session, whatever you want to call it, but give them the ability to book a time right there on the landing page. Now, let me go and show you an example of what we're sending out. So one of our advisors is using Someone to Financial to co-author a book. And this is a funnel that we've been using, for about the past year, give or take. And I went back and looked at the metrics, and we have a 67% conversion rate on this funnel. Now, with that being said, that I know that's a little bit of marketing nerd talk, but if you have a funnel that's going to cold traffic that converts at about 10 to 15%, that's a good funnel. That's a great asset, marketing asset. This one is converting at 67%, meaning that 67% of the people that saw this landing page went and requested the book. So in here, we've got the book, we've got the image here. Above the fold, they can click to get their free copy. But then going down, we have a testimonial that backs up our advisor, right? So dealing exactly with what this book is going to talk about, retirement planning. Now, for that reader or for that logical buyer, that logical action taker, we want to make sure that we have both credibility built around what this advisor does, but in conjunction, we want to help them understand exactly what they're going to learn inside of this book. So my passion is to worry about your finances so you don't have to. Now, going down here, we say, in it, you will learn, boom, how to use the 3 tax buckets: tax deferred, tax now, tax free, what the real impact of the pandemic will mean for your retirement, how to navigate the markets, rising taxes and inflation, and much more. So we have a little bit of a tease of, hey, here's exactly what you're going to learn. We include multiple buttons on this page. So if somebody's ready, again, they're not scrolling back up to the top or to the bottom to be able to request that free copy. It's right there for them. We're not leaving them guessing. We're not having any confusion in the process of what they need to do. Now, going down below, we're saying, who are these strategies for? So this is where we have an all-inclusive list so that we make sure that if somebody's a business owner, they feel like it's for them. If they're an executive, they feel like it's for them. If they're a high net worth individual, they feel like it's for them. If they have a 401k, if they haven't started retirement planning, if they've already built up retirement assets. So you'll notice that this list, it includes pretty much everybody, right? But we want to make sure that we have that in there so that they feel like this book is going to be for them, right? Now, if somebody has any if somebody has any confusion about what to do, boom, the button is there right there for them. So they click on that. Now you'll notice that we're asking for a lot of information inside of here. Again, going back to how much value you're giving versus how much information you're asking for, it's a fine dance, right? You want to make sure that you're not requesting too much information to where your conversion rate plummets, but at the same time, you want to maximize what you're getting from the prospect. So we're grabbing first name, last name, email, phone number, full address, right? Because we're shipping them that complimentary copy, we can ask for that information. And that's a great way with today's technology to be able to verify data, to be able to look up somebody's profile, see who they are. Now, now from here, when somebody goes over to the next page, we'll say, hey, we'll get your book shipped out to you ASAP. But notice down below, we don't want to leave them guessing what the next step is. So during one of the months where we launched this, we had 71 or 72 retirement consultations that were booked in a single month off of this campaign. Now, that's all because we were giving away value, but on the second page, we weren't leaving them guessing what the next step was that they needed to take if they were ready. So we have it immediately apparent right here. If you would like to see how the concepts in this book can be applied to your specific situation, make sure to take advantage of your complimentary retirement strategy consultation. Boom, they can get directly on the advisor's calendar. Now, again, going into that logical buyer, we don't want to just leave them here, right? So that if they're like, I kind of want this, I kind of don't, man, what's going to be in it for me? Boom. Now down below, we have, again, we're teasing them about what they're going to learn through this strategy session, why we're offering this strategy session. Again, you'll notice that on this page, there's nowhere else for them to be able to click, nowhere else for them to be able to get lost. So again, this has a 67% conversion rate for this funnel. So hope that was valuable. Hope that gave you something that you can take and apply into your funnels, to your LinkedIn marketing strategy. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Tyson@trainedadvisor.com. Feel free to visit our website, either trainedadvisor.com or lileadgen.com. And I'll talk to you guys soon.